It was a peaceful evening one late August day as he came walking down the iron rails, looking for a hobo jungle or for a farm where he could get some work and possibly a meal. He soon turned off onto a gravel road and began to look for signs of habitation. Before long, he saw a neat little farmhouse.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Would you happen to have any work that I could do for a bite to eat?
Yes, I do. I have some wood that needs splitting on the side of the house.
Well, ma'am, I'll go get started on that right now. I appreciate it.
Well, I'll go fix you something to eat.
Thank you.
And with that, he went around the corner of the porch and saw a small pile of wood that needed to be split. First, however, he must remove his coat and roll up his sleeves. He tested the axe edge with a tentative thumb. It was good and sharp. He was no stranger to hard work. He'd split many a cord of wood over the years, starting when he was just a small boy. He took great pleasure in a job well done, and the keen axe did its job, cleaving the wood effortlessly.
Ma'am, I got your wood split for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, is that good enough?
Looks great.
All right, well, thank you so much.
And here's your food.
Oh, that looks mighty fine, ma'am. Thank you so much. I haven't eaten very much for the last couple of days.
You're quite hungry.
I'm very hungry. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Looks like nice cold well water. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. Do you want me to leave this here?
Yes, please. Thank you.
As always, he bowed his head in a brief prayer of thanksgiving. The bacon was nice and crunchy, and he made up his mind to make a sandwich of the biscuits, bacon, and eggs. As he bit into it, a sense of satisfaction came over his soul. Today had been a very good day, after a long run of hard times. Maybe this was a sign that things were going to get better, and soon.
Ma'am, here's your things. Thank you so much for the work and for the food. I really appreciate it, but I've got to be on my way.
Thank you for the work, and God bless you on the journey.
All right, well, thank you again, ma'am.
You have a good evening.
It was getting late in the day, and he hit the tracks once more. He'd been in this area several times, and he knew of a small jungle, just perfect for 2 or 3 days' rest. He hoped he could land more work in the area. The camp was just as he had left it, and stooping down, he felt the fire to see if there was any warmth. He found none, so it had been some time since any other bow had been there. Well, it was time to unpack the balloon and get squared away for the night. His canvas was an old army shelter half from the Great War. He'd spent many a long night in one years ago in France. Memories best left forgotten, he told himself. He still had his rubberized canvas ground sheet, too, which doubled as a rain cape should the need arise. Now to spread out the wool blanket. He also began to tuck the rest of his belongings underneath the canvas for safekeeping and to keep it out of the damp. Well, the next order of business was to start a fire. There was a damp chill in the air tonight, and he meant to stave it off as best as he could. Well, the first match broke, but undaunted, he reached for another. Success. The handful of dry grass lit quickly, and he reached for the twigs that he'd piled at hand. Before going to bed, he wanted to get some water, not only to slake his thirst, but also for some morning coffee, as well as his morning ablutions. A little of that clear water sure would help his thirst. It was a calm evening, with just the sound of crickets and the occasional coyote calling out in the distance. Waste not, want not. He poured the rest of the water in his cup back into the coffee pot. Well, it was time to bed down for the night. Morning broke bright and early, and he had his fire blazing again before too long. The kind farmer's wife had given him a paper bag before he left, telling him to be careful and don't break it. Inside, he found some nice, fresh, brown eggs. He'd keep the bag and the hay they were packed in. It would secure the eggs in his own possession, and the hay and a paper bag would be a great fire starter when the eggs were gone. Now, he was going to boil the eggs in his coffee water. Many a beau liked eggshells in their coffee anyway. Made it smoother and not so bitter. Next order of business, wash out his socks. It was the one thing he was careful to do. Clean feet made for a healthy man. He learned that in the trenches, and a lot of fellas had learned it the hard way. He kept his bar of lye soap in a rubberized tobacco pouch. The rubber liner kept the soap from getting on his other items. It was, however, a little difficult to get out after it had partially dried in there. As soon as he was back at camp, he strung the rope that kept his roll together between two trees for a clothesline. Now for a little hot water for his morning toiletries. In his bag, he kept his little New Testament from the war and a nice mirror. He was also fond of his compact shaving kit. It had been a gift from his father many years ago, before he left for the service. Dipping the bar of soap into the warm water, he then rubbed it lightly on his face and neck. It didn't lather much, but it would do fine for a shave. He'd learned a long time ago about the importance of appearances. Keeping clean and neat was sometimes the difference between a job or none, or just generally being treated well and respectably when out and about. Now to rinse the soap out of his coffee cup. Speaking of coffee, it was time to put a couple of tablespoons of Joe into the pot. The eggs were nicely hard-boiled in the pot, and he'd saved them for later. Might be all he'd have to eat for the next few days. One never knew. All of a sudden, he heard an unusual sound. It sounded like a little child. He was quite a ways from any houses, and the railroad tracks were pretty close, so he hurried. He could hear the sound as he traveled closer and closer. Sure enough, it sounded like a little child, a pretty little one at that. Sure enough, there he was, and just a little tyke too, just like his ears told him. Well, hey there, little fella. You're mighty small to be wandering around by yourself like that. Your mama's got to be looking for you. And go find your mama? Meanwhile, at a small frame house, a young mother suddenly realizes that she hadn't seen her little one for some time.
Bobby! Bobby, come to Mommy! Are you hungry? Bobby? Bobby! Oh. Bobby! Oh, that boy's run off into the woods again. Hopefully to find his daddy. I better go find him. Bobby! 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 Come here, sweetie. Mommy's calling. Oh, I hear those coyotes. I sure hope they didn't get my little boy. Bobby! Bobby! Bobby!
Hey, little feller. I think I hear your mama calling for you.
Oh, Bobby. Oh, my baby.
There you go, ma'am. See, little feller, I told you we'd find your mama.
Oh, I was so afraid he was lost. Oh,
Yeah, you want to come back to me?
He really seems to like you.
Yeah, I think I found myself a new traveling buddy.
Oh, you must have taken real good care of him, sir. Is there any way, anything I can do to repay you? Maybe something to eat or some coffee?
Ma'am, that'd be great. I haven't had anything to eat for a couple days. Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
If you wouldn't mind waiting out here, mister, I'm gonna go put him down for a nap. He must be so exhausted. And then I'll be out as soon as I can with your food, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
As he sat on the little porch, his thoughts wandered to his own station in life. Maybe someday he could have a home and a family of his own. But with this depression on, work was scarce and he could barely support himself, much less a family. Still, a fella could dream.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
You're very welcome. I'll be right out with your sandwich.
Much appreciated.
Yes, it sure would be nice to have a home of his own someday.
Here's your sandwich, mister. I made a real thick one, just like my husband likes when he's been working real hard. Here you go.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Much obliged.
You're welcome.
By the way, this is really good coffee.
Aw, thanks. My mom taught me how to do that.
He chuckled a little on the inside. That had to be the biggest sandwich he'd ever held in his two hands. So after a quick thanks, he just stretched out his chompers and took a bite. It was delicious.
Mighty delicious, ma'am. Mighty good. Best food I've had in a week.
Oh, I'm very glad. But it's the least I can do after you help my boy.
Glad to help, ma'am. Glad to help. I used to wander off like that, looking for my daddy when I was his age.
Yeah, he loves the woods. Runs off to it every chance he gets.
Ma'am, that was mighty good. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for finding my boy.
I'll be on my way now. Much obliged.
You be safe now. Have a good trip.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, it was time to be on the move again. Folks were sure nice around here, but there wasn't much work, and he wasn't about to start accepting charity. Before heading out, he intended to read a little from his Service New Testament.
Who art thou that judgest another man's servant? To his own master he standeth or falleth. Yea, he shall be holden up, for God is able to make him stand.
Yes, that sure was a good word for a beau. Nobody could judge him, because God was his only master. This had been a good 3 days, he thought to himself, as he slung the hobo roll over his shoulder once more. The fire was thoroughly out, and he was ready for the next adventure on the open road.